Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Seek women who deal with reality. You know what? I wrote the title for that down because usually that's how I do stuff. I write a title and then just talk about it. I'm like, damn, I think I've just made it hard for everybody. Oh man, that's a tough one. But you know what? See, here's the thing with men. A lot of stuff happens out here because you have so many women who putting on a mask or doing some other stuff and they're not really showing themselves, or they live in that fairy tale. They want that fairy tale thing, like, you gotta pay for this, or you gotta do this, or you gotta say stuff, you gotta bring flowers and all of that. And they move primarily by the fantasy, the romance, the Disney thing, the Disney love and all of that. And one of the things is too many men, as an overwhelming majority of men, including some players. Let's just be real. This is something that affects select and non-select men. This is something this go out for everybody. A lot of men will just play along with the fantasy, of course. They'll play along with it. Like the non-selector think they have to do this, and they get frustrated. The selector do it because it's like, shit, she's making it easy. Okay, let me tell her. Let me just tell her the requisite lie. Now, even though we have some prominent dating people like Primary Witches, Alan Roger Curry, who's saying be direct and honest, we know most people ain't doing that. We know most people ain't doing that. They doing everything else, but basically they playing into it. Now, that's why women do it. But what has to happen is if you get a critical mass of men who's saying, all right, we need to start dealing with women on a reality thing. Like I'm not playing that game. I'm not playing that game. I'm not going to take some women on some romantic thing I barely know. Or I'm not going to just buy her flowers just out of the blue. I'm going to find out. Well, let me find out what's up with her. Like, this is what I'm presenting. I got time, during my day, I'm working on this. I got this project. When I talk to her, I just want to talk to her. Fuck all the bullshit. Now, if you get a critical mass of men who do that and then deal with the women who are like on a realistic shit, that's the best thing. Now, for all the women and for all, the thing about the fantasy and all that, the romance and all of that, there is some women, not a critical mass yet, there's some women you just got to be straight up with. If you want sex with them, be straight up. Like, this the reality. Like, no, look, I approach you, I thought you were attractive, I want to make love to you, but let me find out first what you about. Because I'm physically attracted, but I'm thinking, well, let me find out what's on her mind, too. And if the woman is realistic, first of all, she already know. And then she going to be realistic how she respond to you. Also, too, you do get some women who, they've been through the bad boys. Like, a lot of guys don't want to deal with those type of women who've been with some bad boys, but come on now. You'd be hard-pressed to deal with any woman who hasn't dealt with at least one. What you want now, if you run into that woman who's dealt with 20, you might want to keep your distance from her because she got some deeper stuff. But virtually every single woman I've talked to had at least one dude who did her wrong. Now, the one on the fantasy thing, who wants to stick with the fantasy, she'll keep going with that because her fantasy is like, well, that guy did her wrong, but the next guy who's similar to the first guy is going to do her right. And it's like, nah, that's a fantasy. The woman seeking reality is once she had that one bad boy, she learned her lesson. So she want to deal with the real thing. She want to see what you really about. She just don't want to hear like that line. If you want, like I said, if you want to just straight up just have sex with her, there's plenty of women who just be like, hey, okay, that's what you like? Okay, come on, let's go. Let's do it. Because that's what she wants. Seek out women there. Give them some attention. When you deal with that woman who can sit there and have an intelligent conversation with you. Not some bullshit ass thing. Not something that's following whatever's put out in public about how men and women should talk. But she's just realistic. She's realistic. Like, she know what the position is. She's realistic, like, in terms of, like, okay, you making money. realistically, she know, okay, you trying to build something, you trying to save something. All right, he might not be able to afford to take you to Ruth Chris then, and plus she's probably realistic, like, all right, wait a minute, let me see, let me get to know him first. Let me give him some so he know me, because she realistic. I ain't trying to play this guy, just for some food. Deal with them. Seek them. I talked about proximity zones the other day. Seek the women on there who's realistic. They, you can deal with them straight up. They ain't looking, like I say, they ain't looking for the fantasy. And even with the physicality, now, I promote the body game like crazy, but let's just be real. Let's be real. There's still some genetics in there, so everybody ain't gonna be perfect. But the realistic woman, she understand that, because she knows she ain't perfect, and so she say, all right, he look decent. Let me see what else is up with him. Let me see if I click with him. Because that I'm going to tell you what, with women who deal with reality, they the coolest women. I love those type of women. Because one, you can be straight up with them. And two, they not on that like, oh, he got to be 6'4" and all of that. As long as you look decent to them, they good with that. Because they realize it, because they also in reality about where they at. It's not that like, women, like, here's an example of women who don't face reality. Because I know a lot of people jump in on those single moms and everything. A lot of people, right? But then you get some single moms, they got 4 kids by 5 men. I always say it like that. Just to be clear, I say it like that because of the paternity fraud thing, which is probably in there. But they be wanting the man who's making $1 million or 6 figures and don't have kids himself, and all about her and willing to spend his money on these kids when you got 5 men coming in there doing something. It's like, hold up. Yeah, that's not a woman dealing with reality. Like, a woman dealing with reality, like, say she does have those multiple kids. She already know, all right, you know what? She better find that guy. He probably ain't going to be making 6 figures. She got to find that guy who understand the situation. And that she also got to give something. She can't just sit back and say, oh, this guy just going to do this. She, like, a woman dealing with reality too, even beyond like just having kids or any situation. No, she got to give something. She got to give something. She can't just expect that man just to like open up his wallet, his time and everything, and she give nothing in return. She just sit back and receive. Deal with those women like a realistic woman. Realize, oh, okay, yeah, this dude doing all this. Let me make him a stuff. He working hard. I'm gonna make him a lunch. I'm gonna make him a dinner or something. I'm gonna chill out. He trying to build a business or something. All right, he don't have to take me to that fancy restaurant. We can go to that pickup place, or we can have that thing. That's a woman who's realistic. She's realistic about what's actually out here. Or if she's in a certain social class, let me shout out BGS, Master Teacher BGS, for his octane models. She knows she at 87. Realistically, she need to look for another 87. She ain't looking for that 100 octane dude. She was like, all right, this dude, he cool, he working hard. All right, we on the same level. That's a realistic woman. They ain't into the whole fantasy thing. Men need to seek them out. Even if, seriously, just seek them out and give that. Like, the first thing a man got to do in that situation is just be realistic himself. And don't jump into the game just to get the skins. And like I said, that's select and non-select men who do that. But you just got to be realistic and say, hold up, this what I need. I ain't seeing it from you. Because if you get a critical mass of men who actually seek those women who truly deal with reality, boom. And it's not there. Some guys think they are, but it's like, no. Because one thing, a woman with reality, she ain't gonna necessarily just submit right away. She might submit eventually if she see, okay, this dude got something going on. Because a woman who deals with reality, she gonna check out a lot. Even if she's physically attracted to you, she's still going to be like, all right, let me see what else is going on with this dude. And she might even tell you, she's like, look, you physically attracted, but I got to see if we clicking on another level. Because whatever they want, that's what they're going to go. Now, if they just want sex, oh, yeah, you good to go. But if they want a relationship or something, a realistic woman going to look for more. So seek those women out, y'all. Seek those women out. See, empower those women, and then I guarantee, it might take a few decades, maybe, hopefully faster than that, but a lot of the bullshit you see out here start disappearing. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.